Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Rundown, where we talk about 2A news and conservative views. I will be your host today, Craig DeLuz, coming at you from the West Coast, the left coast, behind the Iron Curtain, otherwise known as the Sierras. But as we all know, I do not do this program by myself.
That's right. My name is Mike Piwowarski, coming to you live from the East Coast. That's the coast with the most, from the co-host with the most, here on the Rundown. 2A views, conservative news, and Craig, guess what day it is?
It's that day.
Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Who's ready?
Throw punch Thursday, bitch.
I love that stuff. I love that one. I don't know why. Forgive the profanity, folks, but it's all in good fun.
Yep. Yeah, it was. And now, how ironic that we're going to be discussing a throat punch that Brett Baer delivered last night. So that's a good thing.
It was, I got to tell you, it was something. I don't know any other way to put it except to say that it was something. And I have been looking forward to discussing this on this program ever since I saw it yesterday, just because I just believe there's so much to kind of not just talk about what happened, but the response to what happened. So let's get ready to jump right into it. And let's start with what we usually do, and that is a quick shout out to our sponsors.
Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is?
I did it again. I guess he didn't know what day it was, did he?
He didn't. And Craig, I'm going to respond and give you the sponsors in Kamala Harris style. So we're going to do that. We're going to go here, right?
All right, let's do that.
I want to say again, first say hello to our good friends at Hitman Industries. That's hitmanindustries.net. If you got yourself an AR in the past 5 years, you probably got one of their barrels and don't even know it. Well, now you can buy from them factory direct for your next AR build or AR rebarrel your platform. And that's Donald Trump's fault. That's not, and it's because of Donald Trump. So we're clear on that. California Republican Assembly fighting a good fight behind the lines. Now you can take part in California's future today. California, that's Donald Trump's fault. It's Donald Trump is the reason that happened. If you want the best in hog holsters, best in tactical concealed holsters on the market, that's HAWGholsters.com, hogholsters.com. Use the discount code The Rundown. That's all one word, spaces, all caps. Get yourself a nice little discount because Donald Trump did it. It's the reason it's like that is because of what Donald Trump did. Past 10 years, Craig, Donald Trump. And if you want the best field gear, tactical gear, web gear that you can get everything except the gun from uscombatgear.com because of Donald Trump and what he did. What he did is what Donald Trump did is the reason that's happening.
Because Trumpity, Trump. No Trumpity, Trump. Anyway, I think Mike's trying to tell me that he can't hear me, and that's probably a connection thing that he's got going on over there because, well, I don't know. I can hear just fine. Anyway, all is good, folks. Yeah. Do us a favor. Make sure to visit our sponsors. All you got to do is follow the link in the description to this program, and you'll be taken right to their websites. Check them out. Spend some money with them, and when you do, make sure you tell them it was the guys over at the Rundown that sent you. Also want to encourage
the reason those links are there, Craig, is because of what Donald Trump did the last 10 years. That's the reason they're there. Yeah.
Well, no, the links being there is good. So that clearly was not Donald Trump.
It's everything's Donald Trump's fault. It's all Donald Trump's fault.
It's all Donald Trump. Good and bad, or just the bad?
Yeah. Listen, hurricane in Florida, Donald Trump's fault. Good weather this week in Florida, also Donald Trump's fault. Everything's Donald Trump's fault.
Everything is his fault. It's all bad. Yeah. It's all bad. All bad. All good. All bad.
Yeah.
All Trump's fault.
Yeah.
So last night's interview, I got to tell you, I titled this particular segment. I wanted to talk about the good and the bad because I still think, here was the thing. Ultimately, did she win any new voters? No. Her job, I think, when she went on there was she thought it was to earn new voters, to try and get some people, some Republicans who hate Donald Trump, the never Trumpers that watch Fox News. But in the end, I think that she completely and utterly looked like an idiot. Number one, she never answered any question. And then, I want to start with, first of all, let's start with the, which one here? Okay. Oh, let's start with this one. Let's start with kind of the discussion about the enemy. Well, not that one. Apology. This was the one that really got her, and this had to do with immigration. It had to do with what occurred at the southern border, and the fact that people basically just came into the country and the deaths that resulted from it.
Jocelyn Nungari, Rachel Morin, Laken Riley, they are young women who were brutally assaulted and killed by some of the men who were released at the beginning of the administration, well before a negotiated bipartisan bill. Former President Clinton actually referred to Laken Riley Sunday, campaigning for you in Georgia, saying if those men had been properly vetted, Laken Riley probably would not have been killed. So if it wouldn't have happened, this is well before any negotiation. This is well before Donald Trump got involved in the politics. This is a specific policy decision by your administration to release these men into the country. So what I'm saying to you, do you owe
Brett,
those families an apology?
Let me just say, first of all, those are tragic cases. There's no question about that. There's no question about that. And I can't imagine the pain that the families of those victims have experienced for a loss that should not have a...
Okay, I don't know why we lost the sound on that one, but in essence, she's saying that she doesn't know why it occurred. But you notice she didn't answer the question. She flat out didn't answer the question. And by the way, that wasn't the only one where she didn't answer the question. How about this one where the question was asked about when did you know that that Joe Biden was senile?
You call Donald Trump, he's misguided. You say now
he's unstable. He is unstable, Brett.
He's not well. You say he's mentally not stable.
He's not stable.
Let me ask you this. You told many interviewers that Joe Biden was on his game, that ran around circles on his staff. When did you first notice that President...
Okay, I'm still for the life of me trying to figure out why I keep losing sound. We're going to try one more of these, all right? We're going to try one more of them. This is the one where she talks about the enemy within, and this is really kind of to what Mike, really kind of to the point of what Mike was talking about.
He's the one who talks about an enemy within, an enemy within, talking about the American people, suggesting he would turn the American military on the American people.
We asked that question to the former president today. Harris Faulkner had a town hall, and this is how he responded.
So now, Mike, I'm trying to recall, because I have normally I try not to listen to Donald Trump speeches just because he goes on and he rambles on and on and on and on. And the easiest way to know what Donald Trump says is to just wait till OAN or one of the other, conservative folks put out kind of the highlights. But I've gone through and I've watched and listened to stuff that he said, and I know the interview they're talking about. When did Donald Trump talk about turning the military on the American people?
That would be never. If you recall, the only time we've had politicians say they were going to turn the military on the American people were Democrat politicians. If they don't give their guns, well, we'll just nuke them. We'll nuke them, Craig. We'll nuke them. We'll send the military out and we'll enforce the laws. That's what you get from the Democrats. Donald Trump never said that he was going to send the military. Again, create the craziest crap you can and talk about it, because that's what their that's what their fans, that's what their followers are going to take and think is gospel. Continue to lie. Throw more outrageous lies out there. Throw as many as we can, because there's only 19 days left and it'll take them 21 days to figure out we lied.
There was an interview that he had done, and I thought I had uploaded it, but it doesn't look like I've got it up here. But in essence, he was asked a question about, he basically said, look, there's going to be some civil unrest, or there might be civil unrest should he win the election. And if there is civil unrest, he talked about we've got to handle it. If there's violence, we need to call in the National Guard, maybe the military. And That's what he said. He never talked about sicking the military on the American people. But this is just one of the many lies that she sat there and told, right? Just one of the many lies. And what's funny about it is that when you listen to them complain, and I want to play this quick segment here from Mika Brzezinski over at she's on the Morning Joe. Listen to her response and what she felt about the interview yesterday and her criticism of Matt Baer, Brett Baer. I'm sorry.
What we saw play out on Fox News. What did you make of the vice president's interview with Brett Baer?
Well, first of all, we're very happy you're feeling better and that you're back, and I can't wait to get your take on this in just a minute. I think, first of all, Donald Trump successfully worked the refs. He said in the days leading up to this that Fox News had gotten weak and soft. He called Brett Baer soft. Brett Baer conducted that interview as if he had something to prove to the former president of the United States. We're going to show many of the moments here. But I think on the other side of it, we can talk about Brett Baer's performance and the fairness or unfairness of some of the ways he pursued those topics. The other side of it is Kamala Harris went on Fox News and took all those questions and hung in there and kept her calm and didn't attack the network or the interviewer or whine that things were unfair. She talked about policy. It goes without saying that Donald Trump would not be given the same treatments, talked over, not allowed to finish those questions. It doesn't mean the topics weren't fair. There was a lot in there that viewers wanted to hear from Kamala Harris. Why do you have different positions now than you did in 2019? How are you going to fix the immigration crisis? All fair questions, but Donald Trump obviously would never be treated that way on Fox News.
No, not by, I mean, I've watched Brett Baer for years. That's just, that was different. I think another great place to focus would be with the enemy from within comments that President Trump made. You see, that's the exact phrase Trump used a number of times in recent days, referring to his political adversaries and members of the press even, and the retribution he would take against them. It's decidedly un-American. It's a big story, and it's the critical backdrop to this moment in which Vice President Kamala Harris sat down for an interview with Fox News. It was supposed to give viewers an opportunity to actually hear her plans as president. Instead, as you saw, it almost immediately devolved into an embarrassing bad faith effort by a once respected host to play to an audience of one. The host.
All right, wait. Now, Mike, you want to hear how he treated the audience of one? I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to see if I uploaded the video here. I did not upload it. Anyway, we listened to the video yesterday, right? We watched it yesterday. The interview where Brett Baer actually interviewed Donald Trump, right? No, we didn't watch it yesterday.
No.
Okay, hold on. Now
not
I've got
on TV. We didn't
not
watch
on
it here
TV.
the
I'm
show.
talking about yesterday during the program. I played. Oh, here it is. I did upload it. This is the question. That he asked Donald Trump. Check it out.
2016, you said that. I'm going to surround myself with only the best and most serious people.
Well, I did do that,
This
and we
time-
had tremendous. Look, we had the best economy we've ever had.
This
the world
time-
has ever seen.
Your Vice President Mike Pence is running again.
Okay, hold on.
We did play that, Craig. We did play
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
we did play that one. But he asked some. He literally went into the list of people who aren't supporting him. I mean, he really went after the president. That's the guy that they're saying would never treat Donald Trump like that. Sounds to me like he was fair and balanced. I mean, he went after both of them kind of doggedly.
Yeah. And listen, the two of them over there at the Morning Joe, whatever it is, I'd like to say they're completely delusional, but they're not. They're outright lying and portraying the message that they want. Again, they're trying to, control the message to control the masses is what they're attempting to do. If we say it enough, it will be true, right? Control the media, control the message, control the message, control the masses. It's what they're trying to continue to say, what we want to say, because a lot of people maybe didn't watch this interview. We'll put it out there. Heck, I'm watching the the ticker at the bottom of the program yesterday, watching the interview, and there were people coming on there going, "Yeah, look at her, she's winning." What? Winning what? Didn't answer one question. Not one, Craig. Didn't answer one question on the program. Went delusional. The enemy within. The enemy within. The enemy within. The thing is stall for time until the message comes in. Stall for time until I see what my handlers want me to say. Stall for time. Every question. And Brett just kept punching. Hey, if you're going to sit there and say stupid things like everybody knows what we're talking about, he's going to go, "Oh, I don't, tell me."
No,
And then she had more nonsense. Yeah.
Well, and here was the thing. Her goal going there was to hit Donald Trump. She hit Donald Trump. It wasn't in response or an answer to any question that was asked, but she did the personality attacks. It's kind of funny how she talks about all this joy and the coming against the negativity of Donald Trump, but all she had to say was negative about Donald Trump. She didn't have anything positive to say about herself. Absolutely nothing. And when she was asked for specifics, she couldn't deliver them. And man, when she was confronted with her own words, she was dumbfounded. She had no idea what to say.
No, absolutely not. Talking about transgender sex changes for prisoners. Yeah. I will follow the law. I will follow the law. I will follow the law. Which we know, we've seen her say, "I have a pen and I'm going to do what I want to do. I'm going to do what I think is right." I'm sorry, are we going to follow the law, or are you going to do what you think is right?
Well, exactly. Now, the other thing that she went there to do was to not deliver any word salads. And she was successful in not delivering any word salads. Although,
yeah, but what did she say? What's
she
the
said,
soundbite that will get taken away?
Oh, the one thing she said that was, you have to be held responsible for what happens in your administration.
Boom. That's going to be tonight's Trump ad. Is what that's going to be.
I'm surprised it wasn't this morning's Trump ad.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
everything that's going on, I would just play that over and over again with the border crisis, with people breaking in stores, with the homeless camps, and all of that stuff, all of it. And I would just have her saying, "You need to be held accountable for what goes on in your administration."
Yep. Craig, do you remember what you told me your analysis was of the interview?
What my analysis was? I do not remember what I told you.
It was a little football analogy. You remember that?
Oh, yes. Okay, yeah. So in football, if you've ever played offense, you know that when you go in there, the quarterback is given a script of the first 10 to 15 plays. And no matter what, those are the plays that you run. Now, normally, if situations change, you might divert from that. No, she had a script. And no matter what he asked, she was going to give the answers that she planned on giving. And she did not divert from it one bit.
Yeah. So her script said, run the ball, right? Run up the middle. Oh, wait, they got a pass defense out. Run the ball. Oh no, they're blitzing. Run the ball. Oh no, they got nickelback. Run the ball. She
turnover.
Did not care what was in front of her. They got punt defense. Run the ball. She just ran.
Right.
She tried to run that plays out every time.
It was.
I saw I was gonna say the best comment I saw on it, and it made me laugh and think of how I've encountered it before, was that she looked like a drunk woman at a bar arguing with a sober person, and she didn't care what she was saying. Nobody cared what she was saying. She thought she was right every time. Looked like a drunk woman arguing at the bar with a sober person, and she thought she was right.
I think that's
and that's usually when the police come over and they grab her and they go, "Come on, lady, you're out.
Come on, lady, you're out of here."
That's all we were waiting. That's all we're waiting for, somebody to drag her out.
The thing is, she is so. It's one thing to be condescending.
Yeah, and it was funny because she tried that during the first encounter with Brett, where she said, "Excuse me, I'm speaking now. And Brett went, "Yeah, I don't care. Here's the question. Answer it. Why don't you answer the question?" And just threw her off that game completely.
When she said, are you going to let me respond? I would say, if you were actually responding to the question that I asked, I'd let you finish.
Yes.
But you're not.
Yes. Yep. You're giving the it's Donald Trump stump speech. That's
right. And
it's his fault.
Yeah, and to Donald Trump's credit, when Brett Baer was going after him, Donald Trump let him finish. And
Yep.
Donald Trump also didn't give these long drawn out answers. He actually he shortened the answers so that he could get in. And oh, by the way, Donald Trump wasn't 17 minutes late to the interview.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, she did give long drawn out answers. It was just 2 sentences. She just kept repeating them over and over. She's like, here's the deal. Here's the deal. Here's the deal. Right? Again with the pause
First of
tactics
all,
until
here's the deal.
Until it comes across the ear mic, or until she is able to see what her handlers are telling her to say.
Right. It was also funny because evidently the handlers were the ones waving their. I saw a tweet from, I think it was Rick Grinnell, who was there when they were doing the interview, and her handlers were like trying to yank her off of the even though they're trying to blame Brett Baer, number one, for her being 20 minutes late. Right. But then because he had to edit it and get it, he had to finish, edit it, and get it up for the show.
Yeah.
But then they were trying to pull her off because they knew she was flopping.
Yep. Yeah. It went horribly.
It went.
Joe
horribly.
Biden did better at the debate. Joe Biden did better at the debate than she did last night.
Well, at least she didn't beat Medicare.
Yeah.
Now, if the rumors are true and she is going on Joe Rogan, she's not going to get away with that. Because, like I said,
again,
that's up to a 3-hour format.
Yeah.
I don't know how she thinks, if she's going to do that, I don't know how she thinks she's going to get away with that. Now, he is going to be as polite, if not more polite, than Brett Baer. I would love to believe that he would just get in her face, but he won't. He never does that. He may ask the questions, but he'll be very nice. He'll be very polite, and he will let her ramble on and on and on. And I think of the 3-hour interview, he'll probably get about 5 minutes worth of answers.
Right, and again, he's going to softball her because he's a courteous guy, face to face. It's what he does. But like you said, there's going to be soundbite after soundbite after soundbite of the stupid stuff that she says. That's what you're going to get. You're going to get lie after lie after lie, and to be able to pull each one of those because he's going to let her pontificate in her answers, and then you'll be able to pull each one of those out and go, oh, she said this, yeah.
I am hoping that he will bring someone on a separate show to kind of analyze and break down those answers and just really conversate and just blow her out of the water, because he's not going to do it during the show.
Yeah, no, I got you. Remember, conversate's not a word, by the way, but he's got his people that work there behind him, his producers, and they're going to be putting those tough questions in there, and he's going to ask her politely questions that lead her down a trap, and then she's going to give the answers that are going to be sound bites.
Exactly. And just so you know, according to Oxford Dictionary, conversate is a word. Moving right on.
Oh, you mean right. So let's also. I got another word you could pull up on there too if you want.
We don't need to pull up any more words. I just know it that word conversate bothers Mike, so I just drop it in every once in a while just to get a response. I want to see if I can slip one by him.
It's on the internet. It must be real, huh?
It's on the internet. It must be real. Speaking of real, the crime numbers put out and touted by the White House, the very same crime numbers that were used to fact check Donald Trump. Well, guess what? Those numbers, they're not real, and the FBI is finally admitting it. New York Post is reporting FBI quietly, because they didn't want anyone to know. They quietly revised the 2022 crime data to show violent offenses rose rather than dropped. You mean they lied? Of course they did. Former President Donald Trump has been hit with numerous fact checks on the campaign trail that have cited FBI statistics to maintain violent crime is falling in America. However, the Bureau quietly adjusted its figures for 2022 in recent weeks, and the new numbers show that offenses actually ticked up overall. Apparently, stealth edit to the The apparent stealth edit to the Bureau's statistics, first reported by Real Clear Investigations, show that the raw number of violent crime incidents, including murder, assaults, and rape, rose to 1,256,671 in 2022 from 197,930 in 2021, an increase of 4.9%. Well, let's just tick it up and let's just call it 5%. Now, Mike, I'm going to guess that you're not surprised at all.
You and I have been saying this, Craig, that you believe there was underreporting, right? And then you come to find out, oh, they lied. There was underreporting. The reason that they were able to do this was many states reclassified crimes. Remember, it's still a crime, but there's no punishment. So if there's no punishment, there's no crime. If there's no victim, there's no crime. And we didn't get the victim's information. They're decriminalizing crime. It doesn't mean they're still not occurring. They're just not. There's just no consequences now in many places, in many locations. So once they finally have all of the data, guess what it shows? Crime gone up.
Funny how that works, huh? Funny how that works. And basically what they noted was that in some cases, for numbers that they didn't have, they estimated, and turns out they estimated wrong. Some where they had some numbers but didn't have the rest, they jobs with administration.
Yeah, just by coincidence, Craig. Just by coincidence.
Sheer and utter coincidence. Like, when they find ballots or they have late ballots that are coming in, they all tend to go towards Joe Biden. Funny how that works.
Yeah, that's strange. Wild, weird. It's wacky. It's weird.
It's weird, you know? How do all these mistakes tend to benefit one person or one side? It'd be one thing if the mistakes went the other direction, but they almost never go. They almost never go the other direction.
Nay, nay.
Nay, I say. Nay. All right, moving right along, there's other really, really big news, and that is that the head of Hamas, he dead. Ding dong, the witch is dead. That's right. The head of Hamas, well, let's just say Hamas is now headless.
Whoa. Hey-oh.
Hey-oh. Hamas leader and October 7 mastermind, Yahya Sinwar, killed by IDF troops in Gaza. Let's read a little of the article. Oh, that's the video head right there. Wait, where's the actual? Oh, there it is right there. Here we go. Says here, Israel on Thursday night announced that IDF troops had killed Hamas terror chief Yahya Sinwar in Gaza. Sinwar, architect of the October 7th Hamas invasion and slaughter in southern Israel, was shot dead along with two other terrorists in a firefight in Rafah in southern Gaza. On Wednesday, the Israel Defense Forces and Shin Bet Security Agency announced. So rumor has it also that this is should make it a lot easier for them to actually finalize and actually get a ceasefire and get the remainder of the hostages back. Although I have a sneaking suspicion it's not going to help, because I happen to believe, and I'm not saying that I've got like any intelligence that anyone else has, but I happen to believe they're dead.
The hostages? Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no more hostages. Yeah. Whether they meant to keep them or they meant to kill them, the hostages, they're gone at this point. It's a sad realization, but I mean, maybe there's, one's, escaped away by some private person or something like that. I don't know. But if they were Hamas held, they're gone. They're dead. Hamas did not see themselves lasting this long, so they didn't plan on keeping hostages this long as well. So they thought there would be already, the final battle would come, but soon. Yeah. The big difference, Craig, that this means is that they've lost their, spiritual leader right there on the ground. On the tactical side, it probably won't mean much. Remember terror cells operate independent cells. They put out one mass order, fatwa or whatever, and then they carry that out their own method throughout the rest of the attack, the plots, whatever. And so this will have very little to do with the actual battle going on, but it's a very big symbolic defeat for them.
Oh, it is. It's huge, and you have to wonder who's in charge now. Is there anyone in charge? I don't know. All I know is that they were on their last legs, or they've been on their last legs now, probably for a little while, and it's just gotten worse. Yeah. It's not going to get any better.
Yeah, they will fight till the last person. This is not going to end until the last of Hamas is dead. It's going to happen, because death is the only end for them, and death gets them the reward. So they will continue to fight. They will continue. The IDF will have to, and Israel will have to go through and kill them all.
And I'm okay with that. Do what you got to do. Y'all do
all
what
good.
You got to do.
All good.
All good.
Yep.
All good. All right. Speaking of interesting stuff, they say that voter fraud is, well, it hardly ever happens, right? It's actually non-existent if you listen to some Democrats. In fact, it's so insignificant. Why do we even bother talking about it? Why do Republicans want this, voter safety? Why do they want this voter integrity stuff? Well, it turns out in Arizona, and this is exclusive, Arizona voters were registered with residents as abortion clinic, strip club, high school, Cardinals training center. Right now keep in mind, in Arizona, you're not allowed. In California too. I don't know about other states, but you're only able to be registered to vote where you live, not where you work. Right? But you had in these cases a bunch of people who were. Let me read this real quick. At least hundreds of Arizona voters have commercial businesses listed as their residents on their voter registration forms, the Public Interest Legal Foundation reveals. Those businesses include an abortion clinic, a strip club, a high school, and the Arizona Cardinals training facility. PILF released video footage showing commercial businesses where Arizona voters are registered despite not living at the addresses. J. Christian Adams, the president of PILF, told Breitbart News that the state's voter registration form makes clear registrants cannot list businesses at their primary place of residence. Now, some people may think, well, this is not a big deal. Why does it really matter? I mean, as long as they're registered to vote. Well, in the video, Mike, they go forward and they actually show some of these folks don't even work there. Like, they're going in like, who? So you don't even know if it's a real person. You don't even know if they really live there. You have absolutely no idea if this person is in fact a real person or not. But plus, these are people who are flouting the voter laws. If they're flouting the voter laws, what other laws are being ignored when it comes to counting votes? Anyway, I think it's a pretty big deal, and it's just, once again, evidence for people who say that voter fraud doesn't exist. My thing is, yeah, it does, and here's proof.
This is how you create a fake pool of voters. This is what you do. Whether the names are real, whether the names are fake, you take business addresses, you take addresses that you can't go and verify where somebody lives. This is how you sit around and you create thousands and thousands of voters. And now you put those in your back pocket. And when the election comes, if you think it's going to be too close, you got to start pulling these 1,000 names out of the back drawer and you drop them in those ballot counters. This is 100% like by the book. How to create and stuff a ballot box.
Really? You sound a bit skeptical.
Oh, yeah. There's no convincing me that there's voter fraud. Yeah, none at all. Yeah.
There's no convincing you that there is voter fraud.
Yeah, there's no voter fraud, Craig. This is all fake. It's all lies. It's Donald Trump's fault. This is because of Donald Trump. Donald Trump. Folks, 100%. This is how you create fake voters. This is what was in the suitcase underneath the table, seen on video. This is what's in the tubs in the back of the trucks of the poll workers. These are the fake ballots, the fake voters ready to go election night when they think the election is going to be too close. This is how Democrats get 114% turnout in a precinct.
Right. I'm just gonna leave that right there. All I know is, I don't want to put this. All I know is that it's a little hard to say that there is no voter fraud when you see stuff like this happening. It's when you ask people, well, did Donald Trump win, or who won the election? I say my position is Joe Biden won the election. Did he win it fair and square? No.
Yeah, we saw. I think it was 200,000 votes. We saw the Arizona state house, their reps and House of Representatives and Senate had their hearings and determined there were 200,000. They sent out, Craig, 400,000. If you recall, they sent out 400,000 absentee ballots and had 600,000 turned in. I'm sorry, what? but they decided there was no impropriety there.
Well, on that one, I think because there were a bunch of people who showed up the day of at the polls and filled out provisional ballots, and so the provisional ballots and the mail-in ballots were all counted the same and counted at the same time. That was their explanation. I'm not saying that's what happened. I'm saying that was their explanation.
400,000 sent out, 600,000 returned. You can vote today if you want to, Craig. You know what they don't do? Give you your ballot to mail in. You leave it there when you go vote.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, I'm just telling you what they said. That's all. I'm just telling you what they said. Okay. All right, folks, we're going to move on. It's time for our parting shots. Parting shots are brought to you by Hog Holsters. Some of these, well, all of these actually are going to be courtesy of the Babylon Bee, fake news that you can count on. After the Fox News interview, Kamala calls McDonald's to ask if her old job is still available.
That's it. Yeah, you could be the vice fry cook is what you're going to be.
There you go. The vice fry cook.
Yeah.
But you know what? She did kind of complain a little bit because she thought it was really unfair. And according to reports from the Babylon Bee, Harris complains she was not informed that the interview would include questions.
No, they didn't. They did not notify her. Evidently, yeah, didn't know.
They clearly did not let her know that there were going to be questions. But anyway,
no.
And then you got this one here. It says Democrats wondering if it's too late to go back to Joe Biden.
It's not. They can still get him. He doesn't know he's not president. He doesn't know he's not running right now. So
he does not know that he is not running. Quite frankly, he probably more than likely doesn't. And then in other news, as we were reported earlier, the death of the head of Hamas. The Washington Post has decided that they're going to give their entire staff the day off to mourn the loss of Hamas leader.
Yeah, very true. That's what they do there at the Post.
Yeah, they are, because we all know they hate America over there, or at least what America is. How about that?
Right.
There you go. All right, folks, we're just about to the end of the program, but we got one last thing to do, and that is give a quick shout out to our sponsors. Mikey, take it away.
Yep, that's right. Hitman Industry, hitmanindustry.net. Now you can get AR barrel rifles, pistol, and rifle caliber, any length you desire for your next AR rifle or pistol build. That's hitmanindustries.net. California Republican Assembly, fighting a good fight behind enemy lines. Now you can take part in California's future today. And if you want the best in field gear, tactical gear, web gear, all the outdoor gear you need, you can get it at our good friends at uscombatgear.com.
That's right, folks. Please take a moment, visit our sponsors. Just follow the links in the description to this program. Spend some money with them and let them know that the guys over at the Rundown sent you. And with that, we're going to go ahead and call it a day. We will be back tomorrow on Friday. Till then, y'all have fun. Stay safe. If you get a chance, make sure to send a few downrange. We'll holler at you later.